We're going to move over and speak. We're going to Texas now to speak to Egberto Willies, host of KPFT's Politics Done Right. Egberto, how are you there?
I'm here, and I'm just enjoying the coverage. I mean, listening to John Nichols and what's going on in Wisconsin. Love the guy, love his reporting, love what you guys are doing out there. Excellent.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. It's great to have your voice on the line. Are you at one of the events taking place in Texas today?
Actually, I just got back about an hour ago from our event in Kingwood, Texas, a very, very red town that had a hell of an overperformance today. And I think I'm happy to tell you about what's going on. And I can tell you that if this place is turning the way it is now, this part of Texas, then I can tell you that this is a bellwether for the rest of the country.
Okay, that's fantastic. Let us know a little bit more about the area. That was one of the main questions I've been asking people, if we're seeing a bipartisan participation in these rallies and marches. Go ahead, tell us what you're seeing.
It's interesting because as I went through the rally, I interviewed, I don't know, 30, 40 people or so. And a lot of folks were, a couple of folks asked me, hey, we really brought the Democrats out of the woodwork here in Kingwood, didn't we? And then I said, no, not really. What we're seeing here is a lot of folks who are not saying they're Republicans, but they're telling you, I am an independent. I really don't have any party affiliation, but they're here. And that is a code word that tells you, because again, this is a very red district. And if you take a look at how Dan does over here, he overperforms Crenshaw, overperforms more so than in anywhere in Texas. And what we had was here when we had things like Occupy, Kingwood, etc., we were lucky to get 25 people out. And sometimes at the end of that Occupy 100 people one day, we got 700 at the first No Kings. Today we got over 1,000.
Wow, that's incredible, and so important. It's really, I mean, we expect large turnouts in large cities, and I'm always interested to hear about the turnout in the smaller populations. Was there a particular concern? We just heard from Wisconsin that the farmers had their concerns and their buyer's remorse. Is there a particular concern you're seeing coming out of this rural red Texas area about things that the administration is doing?
Let me qualify where I am. Kingwood, Texas is a suburb of Houston. So we are right next to Houston. In fact, we are within the Houston city limits because they annexed us. So we're not quite rural. Rural is a county, a couple of counties down. And what I did before I came on air is I got reports from the Woodlands, Texas. I got reports from Conroe, Texas, to hear that they as well are overperforming with people in this vicinity, having over 1,000 people in the Woodlands, which is northeast of here, and having north of, I think, 500 people in a little town a bit further north, close to Conroe. So what we are seeing, in fact, is that people are coming out. Several of the people that I interviewed, they said, this is the first time I've ever done it. I've never done anything like this before. Are you a Democrat? No, I'm not, but I am an independent. And, they were shy to say this on, together. So off the interview, we kind of had a little chat, and I can tell you that there is something brewing.
I'm glad to hear that, especially in a place like Texas where, the rest of the country sees what's going on there, and both politically and with the people, and we worry like we do about Florida.
Right, absolutely. Just as I'm speaking to you, I just got a text in from somebody at the Houston rally. And let me tell you that the rally in downtown Houston is humongous. So we have a lot of people out there that actually are performing. They're marching towards City Hall. So, we are getting much better performance than we actually expected.
I'm really happy to hear that. And I'm glad to bring the voice of people who are on the ground to the nation, because, of course, the spin machines are going to try to spin what happened left, right, and center. So it's just wonderful to have you, Egberto. Just if you want to take a moment to give your take on the fact that that as you call them, are over these cities in your area, but also it seems like across the nation are overperforming. I love that word for it, overperforming. This moment in history, you've been covering politics in our nation for quite a long time. Your final thoughts about in this moment in history, what we are seeing?
Let me tell you, the people knew they made a mistake a few years ago, and this mistake is bordering on fatal. And I think a lot of people are scared, as they don't need to be scared; they need to be proactive. Now, what I'm seeing is that people are seeing what is happening. They're starting. There are 6 states that have already received their exchange prices, and they know that what others have been saying is true. There are many who have already been kicked out of nursing homes. There are all those in Virginia who have seen 3 hospitals close. People are, it's all rhetoric until it happens. People are actually seeing it happen. The farmers can't sell their soybeans, and in as much as they have allowed their prejudices to rule their ideology, many of them are starting to see the light. I mean, there's just so much that you can tolerate before your ideology is overtaken by your reality. And that is what's happening right now. I mean, people are not really necessarily changing their hearts. They're changing their realities and the realities of the people that they love.
Beautiful. One step at a time. Thank you so much, Egberto Willies, host of KPFT's Politics Done Right, coming to us from just outside of Houston, Texas. I appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you so kindly.
I'm here, Julianna Forlano, here. This is the Pacifica National.
All of our country's problems, from polarization to ignorance on domestic and international issues to a complete misunderstanding of our economic and healthcare systems, are a direct result of a derelict mainstream media that too often bend over backwards to support corporate or bought politicians' wants as opposed to the people's needs for real information to make their lives better. Independent media is the only solution to inform truthfully and factually. Why? Because our loyalties are to you, the ones who fund us with small dollar contributions and subscriptions. Please consider supporting our independent media platforms by subscribing to our Egberto Off the Record newsletter at politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. Again, that is politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. It's an investment that pays incalculable dividends.